Hi, everyone. Welcome to another topic of conversation. Today, we're talking about the horrendous attacks in Israel from someone living through the bombs. And there are no words to explain what is going on day to day in the minds of everybody that is there. Not only in the minds of everybody that is there, but everyone here, everyone outside the Jewish diaspora is standing with Israel. And we cannot imagine what the people in Israel are going through and the Jewish people all over the world. The synagogues in Colombia have been attacked. There has been protests. Jewish tourists in Egypt have been killed. So this is something that the world needs to know. Hamas is a terrorist organization, and this needs to stop. So, Emile, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
First of all, how are you and how is your family?
We're fine. Everybody's good under their, much better than everybody else. For sure, much better than the people around the Gaza border. We're in Ashdod, so we're definitely in a line of fire as well. But being that Ashdod has Iron Dome protection, so our worst nightmare pretty much until a couple of hours ago was to run to the shelter room and close ourselves up until either the missile gets intercepted or by Iron Dome or it lands somewhere, wherever it may be. And if it lands on a home or something like that, the idea is for somebody to be in their shelter and they will be protected. And there's been numerous cases through Israel, through the history of Israel, and this is why it's part of the building code. Any new apartments, any new homes have to have a shelter because you've had missiles totally destroy the home, and yet the people come out without a scratch. So there's a reason for them, and they work very well. Today, 2 missiles got through. They landed literally a block away from where I am. And it's a very different sound when you hear the interception of the missile and when you hear the actual contact of a missile. And I didn't realize it until today because I've never experienced that second part. And today I experienced it. I'm in the building on the 38th floor. And this is a block away. And I'm telling you, I felt the whole building shake. So that's how powerful it is. So when they say...
You were not in a shelter. You were not in the shelter. You were home.
Even in the shelter, in the apartment, I felt it. I felt that vibration. And we felt the noise as if it was right next to us. So, and this is on the 38th floor, a block away. Okay, so when they say that these missiles are nothing and they're small, that is not true. They're nothing, there's nothing small about them. Nothing. They're very dangerous. And just because we happen to have Iron Dome is not 100%. Okay, it could be depending on how many missiles come at a time and how it's used and so forth. Let's say it's 98%. Regardless, even if it was 100%, there's no reason that anyone should fire missiles on another country. No reason for it. It is not acceptable, period. So that said, on Saturday morning, we woke up to the news of what's going on, and just like the rest of the country, we were in shock. We were in shock that basically we were being invaded. In the history of Israel, including the 73 war, okay, we were always on the defense. We were always on the defense to keep the enemy out. This is the first time, as I understand it, in the history of the existence of Israel, that it's the enemy came in and we have to fight the enemy within our own territory. So they came in. It was for sure very well planned.
Very well coordinated.
Very well coordinated. There's many theories as to what happened. I will not comment on any of them because I don't know any of them to be for a fact. The government in itself is not talking about it. It is keeping, I'm sure they're investigating, and I'm sure they're looking at every possibility, and and also they're looking, I'm sure, at footage and data to see what actually happened. I will leave that up to them. It is not for me to.
Like a soldier said today, first we need to secure Israel, and then we will look into what happened.
Yes, they in the last 2 days they've been concentrating. They have no idea really how many terrorists came in. They don't. Okay, they don't know if it's 10 cars, 20 cars, 30 cars, 30 cars, 10 motorcycles, 50 motorcycles, 20 cars, 100 people by foot, 200 people by foot. No clue, because basically they went dark. They went dark for a couple of hours. They lost total control. They did not see what's going on for a couple of hours. So imagine having someone coming, giving somebody a free for all to come into a department store and steal all they want with no cameras, nobody to bother them, nobody to disturb them. Okay, so at this point, and what's been happening is that they're in search of terrorists. There's some that at the beginning, many of them were very transparent. They put themselves out in the open. They were believe it or not, they were shocked themselves, I think. They went into towns and they started shooting and they started killing. They went into kibbutzim. They started killing with no hesitation of who they were killing. It doesn't matter if it was a child of 1. It doesn't matter if it's a senior citizen of 80. It didn't matter. Everybody gets shot. Simple. And they had, of course, a goal of how many hostages they were to capture. They for sure did not they did not take into consideration that they were going to capture 150 or 160. The truth is they could have captured more. Okay, but being that they didn't need any more, they just kept on killing them. And of course, as you heard, there was a music festival right outside of Gaza. Why they did it there, I have no idea. It was very.
It's like, I saw the pictures, and it's like in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of that desert, but right on the border of Gaza, practically a kilometer away. What's a kilometer? Nothing. Okay, so it was very well publicized in the country. All the Jews knew about it. All the Jews in Israel knew about it. All the non-Jews knew about it. All the non-Jews knew about it from other countries. All the Muslims in Israel knew about it. And if all the Muslims in Israel knew about it, then all of Gaza knew about it. It was very well publicized. It's a very big event where you have 3,000 kids and they party all night and 24 for how many hours. Okay, and they just have parties. Okay, and they were ambushed. Without a doubt, it was an ambush. One of their goals was to come in on that day because they had access to them. And they would circle them. They would go from one end as I understood, and all of them started running to the other end, and surprised, they were on the other end also. And they were basically shooting them, kicking them after they're dead, shooting them after they're dead. Disgusting. I have a couple of friends who have lost friends over there, or children who have lost friends. And the only way they were able to identify the bodies is through DNA with the parents, because that's how badly
they were
they,
left.
that's how badly they were beaten. Okay, that they weren't even able to recognize who it would be. So you have, so in that instance, you have over 260 that died, which is unheard of.
And all young people.
Young people. Then you have the kibbutzim and the sderot. You had over 22 locations where the army had to go and battle house to house. 22 locations. Besides the 22 locations, you have highways, you have roadways, you have farms, you have in Ashdod itself, but right now they were entering the mall, okay, the outside mall, the big mall right by the Route 4. 6 of them got stopped. There's a firefight. 6 of them got killed. Today in Sderot, there was another firefight because more got in. Some, from what I understand, more got in from a tunnel today. They got through.
Now they're not securing everything. They have not been able to secure everything. They're still coming in.
They still have ways in, because yes, they secured the overland, okay, but the tunnels, they just came through a tunnel this morning. They didn't know about the tunnel. Yes, they stopped a lot of them, but some of them got through, okay, and they're looking for them. So this wasn't, from what I understand, they didn't come in from one entry point.
No, they came in from all over.
They came from what I understand, from over 30 entry points. 30. That is a huge breach, never seen before in the history of Israel. Something, I mean, we will get answers to this in the future, but it will be something that Israel will never, ever, ever forget. And one of the problems is that they got very comfortable. You know, one of the issues that I feel is very wrong is that they rely too much on tech. They did away with a lot of different units that they had. Like, for instance, they had dog units and they had patrols. Now they do everything with cameras.
I remember that there used to be a long time ago that they used to screen the sand. So if they saw any footprints, those kinds of things, I imagine now they changed with tech.
They did everything. They did everything with cameras. Everything high tech. You step over the line, automatic guns will shoot you. But everything run by computers. Okay.
Was it a cyber attack that?
For sure, there was some kind of cyber attack, without any doubt. Either it was cyber attack or it was internal sabotage, one or the other. So
if it was internal sabotage, somebody must have infiltrated the whole security system.
Anything, you know what? Everything is on the table. Everything is on the table. So,
like you say, we cannot speculate because we will not know now, and
we will not know. We will not know right now. Maybe at the end of the war, we will know. But right now, we will not. Right now, unfortunately, you have many, many parents of the hostages that are coming on television and they're crying. And it's impossible not to cry with them. It's impossible. You hear, I mean, there's videos circulating of what they're doing with the hostages.
Yeah.
It's unthinkable. It's incomprehensible. It's inhuman.
But
okay?
This is terrorist organization that don't even represent the Palestine people.
No,
They are
they represent
using everyone as a
as a shield.
shield.
Yes, absolutely. This is whether it's Hamas or Hezbollah. First of all, the heads are in it for themselves. It's
Correct.
100%. To them, it's a business. How much money can we make from this? Okay,
Not even a business. It is eliminating the existence of Israel.
no,
Be
you know
honest.
what? No. Even to eliminate the existence of Israel, I don't think it would serve their purpose because then the business would stop. I think the business of keeping it going on and off, on and off, on and off. I think that's their goal. I think that's their goal. Every time they want to raise money, they start trouble and they get donations, whether it's from the United Nations or from Qatar or from the European Union or from the United States. It helps their cause and they make money. And with that money, they basically feed their war machine. It's nothing different than the Wagner Group in Russia and the
Russia.
they're paid they were paid mercenaries, and they are nothing better. They are nothing more than that, except with more hate and more vengeance. The only thing different now, today, that they have versus what they didn't have a while back, is that they have a very good sponsor. They have two very good sponsors. One is Iran, and the other one is Qatar. They're very well-known sponsors, okay? And you know what? They're being given hundreds of millions of dollars to basically keep the trouble going, okay? So as long as they keep on making money, they will keep on doing it. If you cut off the money from Qatar and you cut off the money from Iran and you cut off the money from the EU and from the UN and everybody else, then they will disappear. There will be no more reason for them to be around because there will be nobody paying their way. That's simple. But you know what? For that, for that to happen, okay, they would have the anti-Semitism would have to stop.
And anti-Semitism has been going on for ages
right,
and ages and ages.
right, and the hate for the Jewish people from many nations, and I'm not saying all of the nations, all the people in that nation, but from many people in those nations, the hate is stronger than them wanting to control the situation and have this group disappear.
Like Golda Meir said, there will be peace when they love their children more than they hate us.
You know what? There will be peace when they stop making money. How's that? How's that? Because even with their children, it's about making money. Even when they because when their children go and kill themselves and they go and do
they pay them. They pay the family.
They get paid for it. So it's a source of income.
They pay the family because they sacrifice their children as a martyr.
No, it's because of the child got brainwashed that he's going to go and meet Allah, which he will. That's without a doubt. He will meet God, okay, but he will not be there. He will not be met with the 70 virgins. That much I could promise him.
Yes.
Okay, that much I will promise him. Okay, so they promise that, and the parents feel, okay, you know what? It's a good trade-off. You're going to go and meet Allah, and I'm going to get money. Good business. And the head of Hamas and the head of Hezbollah, and they're all living like kings and everything. I mean, just look, the masterminds of this operation are not even in a country. They're not even people.
No,
they're in Qatar. They're in Qatar, probably partying, and God knows what other sin they're probably doing over there. Okay, but they're not here. They leave their wives here, they leave their children here, they leave all the women and children, and they let them and basically they're the ones getting the brunt of it. They're the ones who are going to get killed. They're the ones who are going to go deal with it. They're going to stay there. All of this is going to finish. They're going to try to create a ceasefire where they're going to get Israel to promise not to assassinate them. Okay? And then they will come back and they will collect more money and pocket more money and say, okay, now let's build for the next war. Let's invest. It's like a business. Let's invest for the next war. What do we need? We need a couple tunnels. Let's do that.
They didn't want the money from the Abraham Accords so that they could rebuild.
No, because
put infrastructure and everything, and they said no. But
Yeah,
there are a few people talking for a whole country, a whole population.
It doesn't serve their purpose. It doesn't serve their purpose. To build the country does not serve their purpose. They want them this way. They want the poverty. They want the hate. They want the brainwashing. It serves their purpose. To them, it's to the heads, it's a business. To the people underneath that they're brainwashed, it's a goal to meet Allah, to be martyrs. Them, they don't do it for the business. They do it because they've been brainwashed. But the puppet holders, complete business, total business, total. So anyway, right now that's where we are.
How can we help now?
You know what? The help right now, as you know, Israel is getting ready for the northern border. So they have troops there. There's been some skirmishes today. They're testing, Hezbollah is testing your grounds. They're trying to see what Israel will do. At this point, Israel has zero tolerance. You cross the line for a second, we're not going to ask. We're not going to negotiate. We're just going to take action. There's zero tolerance there, and there's zero tolerance in Gaza. If there will be another demonstration near the Gaza border, okay, I guarantee you, Israel, if it needs to, will shoot 1,000 of them. Okay, it will not be what it was before. It will not be. It will not be. We're going to let you test the grounds and test it and see how far you could push it. Those days, I think, are over.
No, but there is something that Israel has always valued, and it's Israeli people and its citizens. And 200, and they don't know if it's 200 or more that have been kidnapped.
They think as of this morning, I think it's around 153, something like that. Okay, but again, nothing is for sure. Nothing's for sure. Okay, I wish I could tell you what the outcome is going to be of the 153. If I have to be brutally honest with myself, it's not good. Not good at all. Okay, and they've already, Israel has cut their water, their power, and their fuel. Okay, and Hamas has already threatened them that if they don't put it back, they're going to kill hostages. And Israel has not complied, which in itself is good, because this will be the first. It would be the first blackmail of many more blackmails to come. Okay.
Oh, and there was a report this morning that already the Palestinians are using the credit cards of the people that they have kidnapped. So it's
and you know what, that
why?
In comparison to what I'm hearing,
no,
and
that is nothing.
It wouldn't bother me.
No, but that's how they know that some of the people where they are.
Well,
because of the credit card usage, so they know that they have been inside.
Listen, they've unfortunately, along with getting the hostages, they got their phones. Getting their phones, they have they have access to their WhatsApp, they have access to their groups, they're feeding groups information directly in order for them
and
to.
they're creating more panic.
Yes, they are. And along with that, there's been, I know of one instance, and I'm sure more, where a mother was able to reach her daughter on the phone. The terrorist picked up, and basically he told her, "We're raping her, and then we're going to kill her." Okay? This is what a mother has to hear. Tell me how cruel that could be. And forget about what they're doing to them over there. I don't even want to. I mean, I know what's going on, but I'm sure it's just a fraction of what they're doing. Okay? So what can we do? A, pray. Pray, because we as Jews, our strength is to be unified. That is our strength. When we're not, then we become we become susceptible to being beaten. As you know, there's been quite, over the last 34, 35 months since Bibi came into power, okay, there's been a lot of
Division.
back and forth between division. Yes, thank you. Okay, and this division, although it started off friendly, it started turning nasty, and it started to hate started coming out. Hate, and not something, not a good
Not
quality.
something that you've seen before.
Yeah, not right. Actually, it's something that you've seen before, and those two other times that we've seen them before was before the two temples were destroyed.
And we're talking Bible times.
Yes, and it was not a good result. It was not good.
So if we put it in a spiritual context, yes, the Israeli people and the Jewish people cannot be at war at each other. We need to be united.
So that has to stop. What has happened, if you go back since 48, every time, it seems that every time before there's a war, there's always some kind of friction within the Jewish people. And, in a way, unfortunately, what the actions of the Arabs bring us back down to earth and unite us. They make us realize that I don't give a care if you're wearing a kippah or you're wearing an earring. Okay? If you have short hair or if you have long hair.
Correct.
I don't care who you are. If you're Jewish, I'm going to kill you. If you're Jewish in Israel, especially, I want you dead. Okay? And this is what just happened. So, in a sense, what they want to accomplish, okay, turns to be to what the Palestinians and Hamas tries to accomplish, okay, in a sense, it turns 360, and it unites us. And once we become united, then we're able to pray as a force. We're able to fight as one force. We're able to do everything as one force.
And unite unite whoever is in our side.
Yeah. So in that sense, we're going. Things are starting to look up. Things are starting to look up to the point that we have a chance to survive as a nation. Being united, we have a chance We will defeat them, and we have a chance to survive. And God willing, we will keep this until maybe 10 years from now, 15 years from now, because unfortunately, we don't learn from history so well. We get to forget.
And we can never forget.
Yeah, we get to forget, and we just go back to our ways sometimes, you know? But anyway, right now, that's the point. So going back to how could we help? You know, Israel, one of the things that they were talking about when there was the situation between the right and the left is that the left was saying, well, our soldiers, because you want to change this and this and this, which I'm not going to get into the politics of that, okay? Because of that, the reserves are not going to come in. The reserve pilots are not going to come in. So the readiness of the country wasn't. They were threatening that the readiness of the country was not going to be there. Okay, and in a sense, it gave Hamas a very strong, and Iran and Hezbollah, it gave them a very strong opening to take to, and that pushed them into doing it. But again, they didn't expect, and I'm sure they didn't expect what's happening right now. Okay, so what's happening is that I'm losing my thought, my track of thought, but in any case, the right and the left. So now, and here I'm going back on track. Now that this has happened, and that the country has united right and left, okay, not only are the reservists coming back, not only are, I'm going to say, not only are 100% of the reservists coming back, but 150% are coming back. Even the ones that are not being called
are coming back.
Are coming back from other countries.
From other countries, they are coming back
from other countries.
Yeah,
I know a very good friend of mine. His son was not called back, and yesterday morning he picked up his bag and he went.
Yeah,
he says, "I'm going." Okay,
from Canada, from Great Britain, from
he said, "Going." Then
and I know that you have to go. You told
I'm sorry?
me where I know that you have to go. You were
No. I'm good. I'm good. But the one thing is I want to say is as far as what they could do to help. Okay, there's many organizations looking for money, and some are looking for vests, some are looking for helmets, some are looking for meals, some are looking. The one thing that Israel was not prepared with, which is understandable, is the logistics of handling 300,000 reservists versus 150,000 reservists. So now they have the clothes, they have the weapons, they have the helmets, they have the vests. It's just a matter of getting it from storage to point A, B, C, and D.
So logistics.
Okay? Logistics. So they're working on that. So it's a little slower than it should be. I mean, it's not simple because you're talking about they're moving tanks, they're moving artillery, they're moving people. So it's not so simple. Plus, on the meals, okay, they didn't have food for 300,000 people. They had food. Okay, they said we're going to call up 100,000 reservists. We're going to allocate X amount, start bringing it in, start doing it. So they fell behind. But astonishingly, in Israel, as hard as it is to do business in this country, and as hard as Israelis are, when it comes to
protecting and feeding their people, it's them first.
They are way beyond anything, any other nation in this planet. They will give you their soul. They will give you their heart. They will give you their tears. They will give you their food off of their mouth. Okay? So what I know from just my building where we are, okay, we'd distributed 2 truckloads of food. Okay, 2 truckloads. And we're asking the soldiers, what else do you need? And it's only, we know it's temporary. Okay, if you see videos of what's happening, you have families driving to Gaza or driving to the north, and they're setting up tables on the highway and food and making sandwiches and drinks and giving it to them and feeding them. And
So they can be okay.
you cannot imagine it. So yes, there was a shortage of food, but it's being taken care of.
Because everybody was caught by surprise.
Yeah, right. So it's
Now
being taken
it's
care of.
on survival mode.
Right. The army is handling it. Okay. Right now, the government is not saying much about the hostages. I don't know what they could say. The truth is, I mean, they could get on television and see what the parents are saying and cry like all of us, or they could say, let's focus on what we have to do to get everything back. Okay. So the government is focusing. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. I understand the parents. I understand how angry they are. I understand all of that. So going back, what can you do to help the people? Right now, there's, if you want to help, okay, don't think about helping by sending food, because that's going to be taken care of. And first of all, it's being taken care of right now by the locals, and it's going to be taken care of by the army. Equipment, vice versa. Because there's no way you're going to be able to buy equipment from the United States and bring it back on time for them to use it. Okay, so that's not going to happen. Okay, so you want to give to organizations that help them. Give to Friends of the IDF. Okay, give to United Hatzalah. Give to Magen David Adom. I mean, United Hatzalah and Magen David Adom were at the forefront of what was going on. They were there. They were there being shot at. They were there being bombarded. They were there doing everything that they're supposed to do. So they're heroes. Okay, they're heroes. Everybody, so many stories that I heard of, and I'm sure that are going to come up in the future.
Because
Of,
I help here Hatzalah a lot, so I can imagine what they're doing there.
Yeah. So you want to give those organizations. I mean, I sent you a link of the next mode of transportation that's going to be used to save lives in less than 90 seconds, and where people will be able to where volunteers will be able to get to people much faster. So I basically started this unit. I'm donating a bunch of them to different organizations, and then I'm helping them raise money to start building their fleet. Okay, it's not an ambucycle is $36,000 donation. It's not for everybody, of course, but not one person has to donate it. It could be a group. It could be a whole congregation. This unit is half of it. It's $18,000, and it's the amount of lives that they're going to be able to save with it is tremendous. So if one person is able to do it, and they, and I'm going to explain to you the way that I explain it to myself. You know what? I'm not giving my money. I'm telling you now, whatever money I'm giving is not mine. You know why? Because I'm partners with God. It's his 10%. You know what? If I was partners with you, Gladys, in the business, and you had to give me 20%, you would have to give me 20%, period. There's nothing to talk about. Okay, my partnership and our partnership, all of us, our partnership was with God. God gives us our health, our strength. Okay, He gives us our mazal. Okay, to go and make it. In return, He owns 10% of your business, but He's not going to ask you for the money. He's going to tell you, you know what? I'm going to make you my distributor. You're the one who's going to distribute it for me. Okay, you're my messenger.
Nice way of putting it.
Yeah. So I'm asking anybody anybody who has the means, it doesn't matter whether it's $100 or $1,000 or $18,000 or $100,000. Okay, if you owe money to God, you know what? Please donate it.
Time to
Donate
pay
it.
back.
Don't hold on. Don't hold on to it. You're not doing God any favor, but by holding on to His money. Okay. Don't tell me that you're going to invest it for God, and don't tell me you're going to put it into trust for God. He doesn't need you to create a trust for Him, and He doesn't need you to invest it for Him. Distribute it. That's what He wants. Distribute it. Okay. There's people that need it. There's organizations that need it. Not only in Israel, in the United States, all over the world. There's people that need it. Distribute it. Don't hold on to it. That's what I have to say.
I really appreciate you talking to us today. Thank you. And above all, stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Keep
and
us
let's all pray.
posted, and hopefully in a few days, this nightmare will be over.
Be'ezrat Hashem. Be'ezrat Hashem. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Gladys. Bye-bye.